What are we going to be talking about today?
What do you want to talk about? What's the name of our channel?
Our channel is Starseed Activation. Let me see. There you go.
Starseed Activation. So
What does that really mean,
does
right?
that really
What does
mean,
that
yeah.
entail?
why do we pick the name?
Because it's honestly the most obvious thing that we could be. We are people who are of light. We are ones who are our ground workers. We are people who are activating star seeds among us. People who are destined for greater. People who are destined for their dreams to come out. People who shouldn't be in the Yuletide of what's going on. The algorithm, the matrix. What do you think?
When you say starseed, what do you think that even means?
Star seed. Let's see. One with the universe, one that is attached to the stars that are actually blossoming here. What do you think it means?
I mean, when people say starseed, they're usually implying that they're connected to another star system. That they're not even from Earth.
Earth, yes.
Right?
Spiritually, consciously.
We're connected to the Pleiades, or we're connected to, Andromeda or Arcturus. I'm a starseed. So normally when people say starseed, they mean not human.
So, in retrospect, starseeds in an essence are beings that are interpreted as vessels or as humans, right?
Yeah, well, starseeds are humans.
Yes.
If you're born and raised on Earth, you're a human, whether you like it or not.
But, albeit, most people have the contradiction where they are either in a certain lineation or they're in a certain tribe, as people call it now.
So starseeds, by definition, they'll say, okay, they remember being connected to another star system.
Yes.
They remember they're from Pleiades, and that might just be that
Arcturians.
maybe it means to them that their memory of recently coming from another star system is more recent, as opposed to an average human who's been reliving life over and over on Earth for so long that he doesn't even remember being connected to another star system at all. A starseed is so connected to their last life that they still have transitional memories that they're from another star system.
They left themselves enough recognition and recognizance of it that they left a breadcrumb trail.
They left a breadcrumb trail, or they're so homesick and so lonely and so out of place. They'll say, oh, how do you know you're a starseed? You feel like Earth isn't your home. You feel lonely. You feel connected to another star system. You feel like you don't fit in. You feel like you don't belong. You feel like you're a fish out of water on Earth. These are all actually misnomers. Because if you're born and raised on Earth, you're an Earthling. You're a human.
Yeah, you're a human. But in retrospect, you kind of have this dormant longing for greater. You have this dormant longing for returning home, to return to some kind of essence that was you, that isn't you now.
So the normal human, when they start to awaken, starts to call themselves a starseed because they remember the parts of their soul that are connected to other star systems.
Okay.
When in reality, all of us are connected to multiple star systems and multiple worlds. In reality, we all have lived multiple lives in multiple places.
That's very interesting.
Now, there's people who call themselves starseeds that are walk-ins. Have you heard the term walk-in?
No, what's that one?
Okay, a walk-in is someone who...
I can kind of understand it. It's somebody who isn't really one of them, who doesn't feel like their original origin is from the starseed lineage.
No, it's the exact opposite. It's someone who has taken over a human's life.
Ah, okay. So they're placeboed into them.
A human was about to die, and instead of letting that body die, a starseed descends and literally
incepts them,
takes over their soul, possesses their body in a positive connotation, and they remember their past origin and they walk into the human life. And it's weird because the person isn't born and raised on Earth. They're literally jumping into a human vessel in midstream.
Okay.
As opposed to a normal person who goes through the normal birthing process and goes through amnesia, right? We all are connected to our oversoul in some weird way, and then we go through the birth process and we forget. So a walk-in is someone who literally takes over possession of someone's body at the moment of the last soul's death. The last soul was about to die a natural death or commit suicide or whatever, and a starseed
comes in,
jumps
graced into them,
into their vibration, and takes over their life, and then assumes that role. That's a walk-in.
They almost assimilate them.
They're assimilating their body, and then now they're merging their last life and this life, and so they're having to deal with the memories of the person and
who was, and the memories of the person who is.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird concept, right?
And a lot of actual anime does that with like these isekais or something. Somebody will die or have a near fate death, or something will happen, and then boom, they're in a new world.
Now that only happens if there's a resonance or a vibration between the person who was leaving the world and the person coming in, right?
Cosmically.
So there's some kind of soul level connection.
Like Green Lantern.
Right, yeah.
Right?
So he gets the Green Lantern core and he takes over, and it's like the power that was there is connected to him, right? But he had to be an appropriate vessel for that to happen.
It had to be compatibility.
So a lot of times there's people who say, oh, I'm a walk-in. It's rare, and even people who are walk-in sometimes don't realize it, right? But usually a person who's a walk-in knows that they walked in. But when normal people say, oh, I'm a starseed, they're usually talking about just remembering their connection to another life, a past life, or maybe a concurrent life. This goes into the whole concept of reincarnation. Are you doing multiple lives? Are you dying and being reborn? Or are you having multiple lives at the same time? It's kind of a fallacy because time is really an illusion of this reality. And so sometimes people talk about this concept and they get lost in the reincarnation cycle when time is really an illusion and not part of the real thing.
It's a human construct that exists because we have to limit ourselves so that we don't be limited, or that we don't be limitless.
Or it's part of the matrix of the world so that you can experience this reality in its totality. You don't have memories of your oversoul and memories of your other lives so that you can experience the amnesia of what is this world. So that goes back to the
nesting egg failsafe.
The whole concept of the light. Why go through this process of being born and not remembering? It's so that the light can learn from itself. The light can experience being disconnected so that this earthly vessel can then go through the forgetting so that the act of remembering becomes vivid. It becomes dramatic. It becomes
a story.
It becomes something that you experience, because if you remembered everything, then you wouldn't feel it.
Of course not.
You have to almost trick yourself in the game to not remembering, so that the act of remembering and experiencing it becomes new. Right? Oh, we're watching a movie. Don't tell me what the ending's going to be. I don't want spoilers. No one likes spoilers. If we're going to talk about any TV show or book, we always put a warning that we don't want spoilers because we don't want to know what the ending is. Don't ruin it for me. Well, your soul's the exact same way. You come to Earth and you want to go through the experience. If you had full memories of everything, if you had the memories of your oversoul knowing what the experience was going to be, then it would be a total spoiler. You want to have the amnesia. You want to have the forgetfulness so that the experience of the ride
is there.
Is 100%.
And then
right?
you can replicate it after and after.
It's a total... Yeah,
it's an original essence.
It's an original experience, and it's an original awakening, right? So the experience itself becomes vivid. It becomes real. It becomes almost part of your nature. And it's that whole concept that is enlightenment or enlightening, right? Like you're going through the ups and downs of the roller coaster experience to get the feeling of it. If you knew you weren't going to die,
there would be no consequences. There would be no authenticity. Right. There would be just you cheating in an algorithm. Like if you had a game, right? Usually people, when they have games with cheats, they do it to splurge around. They don't explore the
Right,
storyline.
exactly. Up, up, down,
Yeah,
down,
that's
left,
it.
left.
And now,
you get
no
unlimited lives.
consequences.
No consequence, right? So you
You're
can
not
die.
hyper-focused on what the real experience could be.
Whereas-
you don't have a chance of risk.
What we need people to realize at a soul level is that, of course, people think, oh, I'm a body, I'm experiencing these things. Well, in reality, you're not a body. In reality, you are the soul.
Of that.
The body is the remote control. The body is the device. The body is the keypad that experiences the sensations in the world. Once you realize an awakening or an activation happens, then you realize you're more than just your body, you're your soul. And once that happens, then you realize the soul is the light part of you, and that doesn't die. That in and of itself is the cheat code.
No. That's the essence of
That's
what you
the
really
essence
should
of who you really are. Once you know that, then life becomes like a video game. Life becomes like a roller coaster. You're going on the ride, you're afraid for a moment, but you know you're not going to die. Well, this isn't Final Destination.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to die on the roller coaster, right? And even if you die, that doesn't end you forever, because that's your soul.
It's not your finite.
Lasting. Your soul is that part of the light that God gave you that cannot be extinguished. Yes, your body might die, and if that's the experience that you need to go through, then that's your transition
that's your
to
way.
the next stage. But that's not the end of everything, because you're not a body with a soul. You're a soul with a body. And that perspective is dramatically different. Oh, when people start to begin their journey of faith and they realize, okay, yes, they start to feel their soul get light. They start to feel that they have a real soul, and they think, okay, I'm a person, I'm a body that has a soul, and my soul is real. No, it's actually a higher level stage, which is you are a soul that chooses to embody a body to make the experience. And you're not, oh, this is me. No, that oversoul is really you. And this body
your
is just the
highest
experience.
being, really. That's what
so when people are online, they're like, oh, I'm a star seed, I'm awakening. They're at level 1 saying, I remember more than just this world.
Yes.
And that's good. But a lot of times there's a negative to it. They spend all their life trying to figure out how they're connected to the Pleiades or how they're connected to Andromeda. And they spend all their time talking about their dreams of this other world. And they forget, okay, yes, that's true. I'm not trying to neg your experience, and that's part of your awakening. But no, you're here now.
Yeah, what are you currently doing?
What are you doing right now? You're here in life experiencing this life, and what is it for?
What we should explain to everybody is, what is awakening and what does it mean to us? And what should it mean to other people, and how can they use that to impact others?
All right, so the first level of awakening we talked about is like somebody saying, okay, I'm having memories of other lives, right? I was Joan of Arc in my last life, or I was Julius Caesar, or everybody likes to be Merlin or King Arthur.
For some reason, some kind of mythological,
connected to some ancient
Cleopatra,
it triggers
Achilles,
them.
Hercules.
Yes, maybe it's true, maybe it's not. Maybe it's part of the story that resonates with you. Maybe it's a memory trigger from history that activates you.
A nuance that you got attached to something.
Something that you found resonance with, something that vibed with you, and so it triggers part of your memory, and it helps you activate, right? So starseed activation. What did we say? These are parts of activation. So when people say, "Oh, I'm getting activated," what does it mean? It means, okay, you're starting to remember,
decipher what you are.
You're starting to remember your soul energy. You're starting to remember past or other lives. You're starting to remember connections with other worlds. You're starting to develop extrasensory abilities. You're starting to become clairvoyant, clairaudio, clairsentience.
People will get memories and dormant flashbacks. You get the deja vu effect. You get
I see 444 everywhere. I see 555. I'm seeing 1111 all the time, even when it's not 1111. Yeah, those kinds of things start triggering you, and you're saying, oh, I'm experiencing synchronicity all the time. And
synchronicity is the best.
Weird things happen, and you're like, oh, the Lord works in mysterious ways.
Divine intervention.
When in reality, no, the Lord's working in obvious ways. It's just most time people are asleep
and we don't tap into the source,
and so we're not paying attention. So how does someone activate?
Yes.
How does someone activate? Right. So we're saying our channel is called Starseed Activation. Well, the easiest way to activate is what?
Surrender, accept.
The easiest way to fully activate is just die. Just die,
just
right?
die. The first
you die. As soon as you're
always
dead,
die.
you're fully activated.
And just a
right?
disclosure, this isn't us advocating for death.
No,
It's
we're not
just-
activating self-harm in any way.
No.
But in reality is, as soon as you die, you become fully activated.
100%.
Right?
It may not be permanent right then, but you're
Right?
activated.
Right? So you die, and now all your soul, it becomes activated. You have the ability to go anywhere in the spirit world. You have the ability to do anything in the spirit world. You're dead. You're no longer tied to reality. So the key then is, how do you activate and still possibly stay alive?
Yes.
Right?
When is that sliver of chance, right?
So what is short of death, but still separating from this world? The easiest thing to describe is something that we do every day: sleep. When we go into the sleep realm, our soul naturally leaves the body.
Yep.
And if we're conscious, if we remember our dreams in our dreams, we can have supernatural abilities, we can teleport, we can go from scene to scene, we have clairvoyance, we have clairaudio, we can become telekinetic. Now, usually we don't remember any of this.
No.
But that's usually one of the first levels of activation is becoming conscious in your dream.
Yeah. Or
Learning
as
to
people-
have an out-of-body experience.
As people usually call it, astrally projecting.
Astral projection. Now, we do it naturally when we sleep every single night.
Yep.
Sleep is called sometimes the little death. Why? Because it's like
Dying.
dying.
Of course.
But not all the way. So the truth is, your soul travels. When your body loses consciousness when you sleep, your soul travels and it can experience multiple realms and multiple dimensions and go to multiple places on earth. And your soul naturally has this ability.
You're rift walking.
Right? So it's something natural that you do. You don't even need to be taught it.
Oh, and it's autonomous.
Kids can do it, right? We've all seen Insidious
Yeah.
in some of those movies. Kids can do it. What does she call it? The Dream Walker
Yeah.
or the Soul Walker?
I
She
think
calls
it's
it
the
something else.
The Dreamwalker.
She calls it something weird in the movie, or a dream traveler, or a night traveler, or a soul traveler. She calls it some weird thing. But everybody can do it. It's something natural that we all do. So one of the first things that people do to activate is they learn how to astral project, or they learn how to
Yeah, they project into the further.
the further,
Yeah,
the never land.
Neverland, yes. That's what they call it.
Whatever term you want to call it. But in reality, that's like
Elise.
considered Elise. Yeah, she teaches people how to get to the further and how to
Escape
become
it
a
and-
dream walker and how to take control of it. Right. So when people learn astral projection or how to do out of body experiences, they come up with different ways of looking at their hand or having a
Focus point.
focus point or a band or something, and how to return your consciousness to your soul, your human consciousness technically, while you're asleep. And then you can have an out-of-body experience and you can take control of your dream.
Yeah, it usually starts with small triggers. It starts with something that you can pay attention to and transfix on, and then from there you can evolve.
So
and
this
evolve
is
and evolve.
this is what people who are meditating or they're getting into a higher dimensional state do. In reality, most people don't do that, right? Most people don't go through meditation. They don't go through the work, the trial and effort, the hard work, the years of meditation. They don't go sit in Tibet with a lama, sitting in a cave for years. Most people go through it the hard way. Maybe they have a near-death experience and they come back and they have memories and that unlocks them and that activates them. Or for most people, it's trauma.
Big trauma response.
Big trauma, right? Not just, oh, woe is me, why is this little thing happening to me? No, it's,
A severe
I'm
trauma.
going
that-
through the worst experience that I've ever been through.
Yeah.
They
Period.
gotta lose everything. They gotta
They're,
hit rock bottom.
they're worst of the worst.
Their whole concept of the world has
Been finite.
destroyed.
Defeated.
They've
have to
lost
be
their
defeated.
relationships. They've experienced heavy loss of life. They've
Financial
lost
loss,
ones. They've lost
emotional
their career.
loss.
They've lost their their whole sense of who their self is. They hit rock bottom, right?
Period.
They're at the lowest of the low, and in that moment where they're almost lost all connections to the world, then they experience a connection to their soul. It's because
they awaken.
So much of the matrix, so much of the world is designed to distract you that most people don't learn by good experiences. They learn by the bad experiences. Do you learn by success or do you learn by failure?
Failure always.
It's always failure. And so when people hit rock bottom, it's almost like that's the only moment for the majority of humans where they actually turn to the light.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
it's that moment when they're at rock bottom, when they're like, please God.
Yeah.
Right? And so, yes, people say, okay, how do you awaken your soul? How do you activate your soul? Pray. Have a pure intent. But when do you actually pray? Oh, we all pray. We're religious.
No,
we pray to God. But the truth is, our intent
moments.
and our purity is not really there.
No, it doesn't have resonation.
We're saying our prayers or we're doing our
it's
rituals,
filler.
but we're not really in the zone.
Yeah.
When you've reached rock bottom and you've got no friends to turn to, you've lost your significant other, you've experienced a death of a child or a parent or a loved one, you've lost your career, you've lost your home, you've lost everything that makes the definition of who you are. Yeah. Then at that moment you turn to God when there's literally nothing left and you're like, please God, help me. Mm-hmm. That might be the only moment that you were having a pure intent. And if you get to that point and you do seek the true light, then maybe you have an activation.
Yes.
And most people, when you listen to their story, that's what they describe.
Yep.
They describe, I got to the rock bottom point where there was nothing left and I begged God.
Yes.
And what's strange is...
the full surrender.
That's full surrender.
Yeah.
Because there was nothing left of the worldly illusion
that they
had.
Hold on to, that anchored them.
All the worldly illusion, everything in the matrix that normally distracts us was gone. And so for a brief moment, they prayed to the Lord with full sincerity.
Yes. And
the thing about God is he doesn't listen unless you're 100% all in. And all of us think, oh, we're praying to God sincerely, but we're not.
No.
Right? Prayers only elevate and go up to the higher levels when they're 100% pure. Mm-hmm. If they're mixed with darkness, if they're mixed with personal needs, desires, if they're mixed with your ego, they don't ascend.
Of course not. There's no value to them. There's no depth.
They're not worthy of the Lord. They're not worthy of your higher self. And so people usually only hit rock bottom and then they have their awakening.
Of course.
It's one of the sad parts of reality.
Yeah, that's when you become unbound, unchained. You become untethered to what you thought you could hope into when you never really knew what real hope was. You thought hope was this chance or this glory or this status, but really hope is to be divine with your intention.
So when we made up Starseed Activation, we were what? Looking for other people, right? Looking for other people who are awakened, and looking for other people who have figured out that there's more.
That they just didn't have anything to culminate to. They almost felt lost while being found.
Yeah, because so much of the light worker community is about love and light and transcendence, but there's
a lot of pariahs in it.
What do you say? The real truth is still missing.
Yeah.
Right?
There's no essence in there's no proof in their pudding.
There's no proof in their pudding, or they're trying to...
grift. We don't like to use the word, but it's grift.
They're trying to sell you something.
Yeah, it's a module.
And you see it all the time. You're listening to the YouTube video and you're like, oh, this special activation is going to happen. It's the 8-8 portal, the Lionsgate activation, and everything's going to change. And you need this activation, and you're going to unlock your abilities, and you're going to realize who your true self is. And this is the purest activation that you've ever found, and only if you're really ready can you get this. And we're only looking for those who are disconnected from the Matrix, and
100%.
who have left the illusion, and don't care about reality, and are ready to give their pure soul. And if you're ready to give your pure soul, then...
Hold on, here's the hook. Then please pay $1.99.
Play $1.99.
And come to our event
to
seminar.
our special seminar, and then you can get your activation. And you hear that, and you're like, "Oh my friggin' God!"
Now,
is this?
Yeah, what is going on? Is this what the future is?
Is this the real light?
But one thing that I think we both can agree on, as Starseed activators, as people who are real ground workers, is that what don't we do?
Yes,
we don't.
We don't sell light
for money, and
we
no
don't
one
sell
should do
light
it.
for money, right?
The only value that exists is the currency between each individual exchange for the light, with the light.
If you believe that light is real and that the matrix or the world is an illusion and that we want to overthrow the system, tear down the regime, bring down the status quo, alter the reality, then how is it that you're selling light for money? Now, a lot of people went out and, I've been doing this for 20, 30 years. So a lot of starseed and activators of the old realm were selling courses, doing the self-help model. They had to figure out how to live in this world and still stay on their mission. And so we're not trying to knock anybody.
No.
But you got to ask yourself a question. For those who are coming and listening to our show, we don't sell light for money. And you have to ask yourself, how pure is the light that someone sold you? If they had to sell you the light, then did they really have light?
Yeah, are they actually
right?
a being of light?
And we don't mean to knock anybody or insult anybody, but we're coming to a new age. No. We're coming to a new time. We want to talk about the fall of the dark cabal and the fall of the deep state. We want to talk about the coming quantum financial abundance prosperity mentality. Well, then that can't occur if those who are supposedly of the light are still trading light for money, right? That's not a real thing. And we're looking for people who understand the world, understand the matrix, and understand that's true, right? Like, where are the awakened souls in the world who see not just the deception, but the deception within the deception? And where are the so-called light workers? And maybe they're not the older generation. I mean, speaking as a person who's from the older generation, maybe it's the next generation who won't accept that, exactly. Right? Because this is something that should be unacceptable, right? This is something that should be unacceptable. The trading of light for money is something that we cannot accept. And so we have to start politely rejecting those who do that as their system. Yeah, everybody's got to live, but me and you talked about this a bunch of times. I'd rather be a garbage man and pick up trash than try and sell light for money, right? I'd rather be starving under a bridge or breakdancing on the side of the road, streets, yes. Right? And begging than sell light for money. Panhandling or whatever it takes to survive or starve.
Yeah.
Than sell light for money. So those who are selling light for money, why are we accepting that? Why is we as light workers accepting that?
You can't.
Why is we as the awakening community accepting that? Yeah, okay, somebody writes a book and they want to sell it. Okay, somebody has a live program and they're paying for a venue. Okay, there are exceptions. There are areas where I can accept it. But this concept that all of us light workers are going to go online and sell digital programs and digital courses, I'm sorry.
It doesn't make any sense. Because
it doesn't make any sense.
How are you going to have a guruship when your intention is supposed to be purely based on the freedom of giving the information for them to gain, for not you to gain?
Right,
because
exactly.
Paying it forward is the most gain you can
All
have.
The true masters didn't sell their teachings. All the true leaders of the past generation, all the true prophets did not sell their light. The biggest way to diminish your own light is to trade it for money. And people get very defensive. Right?
They are not just defensive, they become animals, they become aggressive over their money. Because their money is everything to them. It's their core concept.
They think they've overcome their own ego, but as soon as you mention trying to take away their money, they're like, get your hand out of my pocket, right? You talk to light workers about not trading light for money, and they'll go into a robotic matrix spiel.
It's
And
just
you've seen it,
transfixed.
I've seen it,
firsthand.
we've heard it, we've
Some people would treat
experienced it.
people like guinea pigs.
And so, of course, normally when I do sessions on some of my other channels, I always give the warning. Today I didn't give the warning, but the truth is, yeah, a lot of people who listen to us are going to get activated, since we're talking about
that
how
is a
to get
foreclosing
activated.
warning.
The warning is activation isn't always what you think. Oh, people are like, oh, I want to be a superhero. I want to get supernatural powers. I want to get telekinesis. I want to get clairvoyance. I want to get clairaudio. I want to become extrasensory. And they think it's going to be cool. In reality, you're going to go through a lot of hardship and ups and downs and trauma before you get to that state, because the wheat has to be separated from the chaff. You have to purify your vessel. You have to purify yourself, purify your life. And so a lot of times people think, oh, I want to get activated, and they'll listen to me and they'll go through some of my podcasts or some of the videos that I've put out, and then it causes them dramatic changes in their life. It causes them changes with their parents, changes with their spouse or significant other, changes with their sons and daughters. They change their career, they change their life dramatically. And people sometimes feel when they awaken that they get disconnected from the world, because the truth is, once you become activated, once you get awakened, you can't go back.
No, there's no
right?
There's no walking.
We're going to red pill you, and we're giving you the warning right now. The red pill is not what you think it is, but it is the truth. And once you take it, you can't unsee the reality that you now know. Once you wake up from the illusion that is the world, you can never go back. You won't be able to go back to sleep. You won't be able to forget. You won't be able to unremember what you have remembered. And it will change your life for the rest of your life. And so there is a warning that becomes incumbent upon me to give, that once you choose to awaken, there's no turning back, right? Once you're in, you're in. You can't get out.
No, you're just finitely submitted to it.
Now, the truth is that the light and the sweetness of the light, the purity of faith, is sweeter than anything else that you can have. It's better than money. It's better than sex. It's better than the best of the best that this world has to offer. There's nothing on this world better than the light of your own soul.
Because
and
it comes
once
with
you know
acceptance.
that, there's no turning back. No matter how hard it gets, there's no turning back after that. And so we want on this channel to find those who are ready for that choice and are looking for others. We want to build a community. We want to talk to other people. We want to meet with other people. We want to mix with other communities. And yeah, we might be a little bit harsh. We might be a little bit angry. But we're sweet on the inside.
And we're pure.
Right? And we're coming to you honestly from a sense of pureness, yes. A sense of letting you know that there are other people out there. Maybe you're young, maybe you're just starting to develop senses, maybe you're having weird dreams, maybe you're having the experience of being disconnected from the world. You're not alone, right? There are other people out there, people who have gone through it before, people who have been in the community and awakened for years, people who have been through the ups and downs and the trauma and the tragedy that you've gone through or are just going through. And if you're new and just starting to wonder, is any of this stuff crazy and true? Then yes, it is true.
Yes.
There's way more going on than you think. The world isn't what you believed. If you can imagine the craziest movie, the craziest TV show, the craziest book, the craziest MMORPG that you've ever played, do you think that the creator of all that is, the creator of the galaxies and the universe, and the creator of you and me and all the people has made a world that is less dramatic and less incredible and less supernatural than some TV show or some book or some video game that you might be playing? How is it that the Lord of the worlds, the greatest of great, has made a reality that is less cool than the video game that you're playing? That's not possible.
Doesn't make any
The
sense.
reality is the world that you're in is way cooler and way more supernatural than anything you've ever played, any book you've ever read, or any TV show that you've ever watched. And once you realize that is true, then you have to ask yourself, how have I been going through life like a Walking Dead person who's a zombie, not realizing that there's more than what meets the eye? Yes, supernatural abilities are true, both of the light and of the dark. And we haven't really talked much about the dark, other than mentioning the dark cabal or the deep state and all. These were topics that 10, 20 years ago and people didn't talk about and people didn't know about. And now people are becoming more aware.
As
but
disclosure comes out.
All these disclosures are coming true. And that also includes where we started with beings from other realms. The Pleiadians, the Arcturians, the Andromedans. And right now during the Lionsgate activation of 8-8, the Lyrans or the Avons or Avalons. The Orions, for those of you who are aware of the dark side. All these things are true. And knowing that they're true, then yes, this takes us into UFOs and alien disclosure and all the other things that are happening. So on this channel, we want to talk about conspiracies. We want to talk about disclosure. We want to talk about the awakening. We want to talk about the soul. We want to talk about the supernatural, the paranormal, whether it's from references in religion to pop culture, whether it's from the paranormal to politics, whether it's from the personal of your own relationship to the secret plans and agendas of the secret societies. Whatever it is that you're into, however it is that you're finding the truth, we're open to talking about it all. And giving you the truth in an unvarnished fashion where we're just ad-libbing this straight from our hearts. No cuts, no edits, no improv, no holding back,
no cold sheets.
Yeah,
just unlimited.
This isn't scripted, right? We didn't ask ChatGPT to give us a script.
No, definitely not.
And that's another thing. The AI agenda, both the positive and the negative. There's a lot of people who are interested in that. We want to talk about all these different issues and make a channel where people can come and express them. We're going to be posting on YouTube, long form content like we're doing now. And we're going to be posting live content where we can be a little bit more interactive. We want to get questions from the audience. If you send them by email or in the DMs or post it in the comments, we're willing to answer your questions. We're willing to answer your questions live. We're willing to answer your questions in written form or whatever way you feel comfortable. Dream interpretation,
text,
past lives,
binary code, a codex, a letter, some kind of secret hidden code written in the city.
We'll do whatever it takes to get through. We'll do whatever it takes to understand what you're trying to get through, and we'll give you our honest opinion on what we think would help you the most. Once again, it might not be what you want to hear, but it will be what we feel is best for your soul.
Yes.
And how to connect you to your highest calling. What else do we want to talk about today before we wrap up?
Let's see. We've covered the basis of activation, what starseed means. We've said a little bit of our nuances and how we would be. Maybe we could talk about what platforms we might stream on and just the streamability. I mean, it's all available on our YouTube. We have Kick, we have TikTok.
We have a Facebook channel, we have an Instagram channel.
page.
We're just getting started.
Yes.
Right now, social media and long-form content, short-form content, how to go viral. Do you want to go viral? Who cares if you go viral? It's all up in the air. Just like all of us, right? Are we from Earth? Are we from the Pleiades? Are we from Arcturus? Am I a human? Am I an alien? Am I a hybrid? Did someone clone me? No one knows, right?
No one knows.
Or all of the above. And we're really ready to accept all of the above, right? We're ready to meet you guys and interact with you guys on any platform that you think will find you. We're trying to reach out to you in any way, shape, or form. Are you willing to talk to us on social media? Hey, if you know how to have an out-of-body experience and get conscious in your dreams and can meet me on the higher dimensions in the fifth dimension, then contact me in your dream world. We're more than willing to welcome. And whatever way it takes.
And another thing is, if you feel like you are discovering any latent abilities or abilities that you feel like you have just developed or things that are scaring and terrifying you, please reach out.
That's true too. A lot of times when I used to post stuff, people were always having experiences with the dark side, or they always felt they were being terrorized from the dark.
Yep.
A lot of times when people would contact me, it wouldn't be, oh, I'm having a huge light experience. No, they're usually having a dark experience, and this goes back to what we were saying, by people learn from trauma and failure and bad situations more than they learn from the good. And so we're open to all of it. If you've been through hard situations, if you've been through extreme loss, you know, if you've had your liberties taken away and been handcuffed and lost your liberties, we understand.
Yes, and can compellingly understand and resonate with it.
And we can resonate with whatever your frequency is. We've both had varied experiences and both had storied and checkered pasts and strange lives, right? This isn't just about us, but we've been through a lot of the ups and downs of life, so we know what we're talking about. Not that we're claiming to know everything. Nobody knows anything, and enlightening and becoming enlightened is not an end goal. It's an ever-going process, right? You go from this level to the next level to the next level.
It's a continuous path.
And it never ends, right? There's no destination. It's about understanding the journey, understanding the process, and we're willing to do whatever it takes to help you along that path. And our promise is, other than being involved and other than staying active and other than sending us your comments and questions, we will never ask from you anything. We won't ask from you
but your sincerity.
Anything. This won't be an exchange of money. There will never be a paywall. You know, there will never be a membership fee. There will never be a joining session. Now, maybe in the future we might have training programs or live events that might have a cost, but we're talking about online, whether we have short form content or long form content or whole disclosure courses where we talk about one subject in depth for hours and hours. We will not be charging money for our content on this channel as long as we can keep that up.
Yeah.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
God willing.
God willing, ad astra, and I hope that everybody understands that this is just a small step to a bigger goal in the universe, to a bigger goal of uniting the people who really are starseeds, the ones who are understanding and who may not understand what they are. We hope that you can be aligned with us, that you can be transparent with us, and that you can see that there is hope still at the end of the tunnel. Because once you go past that hope, and you hit a threshold, some people, they give up. They don't understand that it's there. But it's still present. It's still relevant, and it's still present in our timeline right now. You have to keep that alive. And for us, that's the Starseed Activations agenda, to keep your hope alive with you for free, and to give you the gifts that we also have internally that we can share and not mentor, but not even shepherd, but just guide and be real and truthful and honest and transparent alongside you and your journey.
And if you haven't realized it yet, and if you haven't been paying attention, then we're here to remind you that the souls are ascending. The earth is ascending. This world is going through dramatic changes and alterations. If you haven't been noticing that, and if you haven't been paying attention, then wake up. What the frack are you doing?
Yes.
It's time to wake up, and the time is now.
And the time is 9, so it's getting there. Please, check in.
Time is an illusion, but you're running out of time, and your time is being called now. Wake up, people. Thanks for watching Starseed Activation.
Thank you so much, guys, and ad astra to the stars, and I hope that we see you very soon, and we appreciate everything that you're doing. We love you with all the light, admiration, and peace. Starseeds out.
Peace.
All right. I think that's done.